due in April and July this year. So, okay. So the first one is more technical, the annual progress report, and the second one is the claims, and the last one is the audit. So since Edward will leave soon, I started with the claim and the audit. Then later we can go through the first one. Okay, so for the claim, yeah, I was just mentioning. So every quarter, that's every 3 months once. So we consolidate the claims that each partner is submitting. In this case, it is to create SIT and NTU. Normally these are not the PIs who contact us. They are the people from the account section in charge of the project. So at the end of every quarter, so they send us the claims for that particular quarter, and we consolidate. And if on EDF side we have some claims to submit, we add it. If not, we just consolidate and submit it to the edge office. So this work, it's complete for until December 22, but Primo project like officially ends 31st Jan. So there's still one more month of claims that they would submit later on. So normally they would be able to provide those documents only end of the quarter. So the this quarter starts in Jan, and towards the end of March, they would be able to submit the claim to us, and we need to check it and consolidate and send it to the edge office. On EDF side, as far as I know, like no more claims, because no more manpower working on the project, and on the equipment side. So on for the Mazera fuel cell, I already submitted the claim under December. So on EDF side, normally there should be no more claims. So it's just with these three people to contact. SIT also nothing, but just to, it's best to contact all three of them. And then if there is any claim, they will write back to you to consolidate. So for this, to initiate this, I sent an email just this morning. So with all the 3 point of contacts, SIT to create an NTU, and with you in the loop. So I wrote a list, what are the forms and supporting documents they will send you. Yeah. So towards the end of March, you can expect some email from them. Normally, end of the quarter, they already send it within 5 days or so. So from our side, what we need to do next is consolidate. So I will show you an example of one claim later on the consolidation. And once you're done, you just need to send it to Edge Office, this address that I will show you a bit later. I have put the HPO address also in my PPT. I will show it. So we will need to submit it to them. And then they may come back with some review comments. For that also, like it will be mostly maybe comments asking for more supporting documents, or like some calculation mismatch to explain and correct, something like that. So if they contact for that, then if it is a consolidation error, then we resolve it and send it. If it is some additional supporting document or some explanation they need, then normally we see which claim it is for, and ask the person in charge. So yeah, so normally that is the procedure. Is it clear for you, Lim?
Um, Hi, Lalita. I
Yeah.
just joined the meeting and I don't have any background about this. Maybe you can proceed and I will. did you record the video of this meeting at the beginning? You did it.
No, I'm not recording.
Okay, because I missed something. But no worries. Maybe I will go through your slides later on and ask you as soon as possible once I have some questions. So for this one,
We started quite late actually, and Anita just re-explained from the beginning, so you didn't miss anything. Everything that was that you saw was what Anita presented.
okay.
Basically, the work that we'll have to do is make sure that the claims will be submitted on for the month of January. All the
Yeah,
rest has been done, and only the claims for January will have
yeah,
to be sent.
yeah. My concern is that what is claim look like? What kind of format, what kind of form, or what kind of materials I have to prepare for?
Okay, yeah. I will show you an example. Maybe you think will help. So normally, okay. So this is in our Teams. There is the folder EDF Lab Singapore Primo. I think Lynn, you have access to this.
Yeah.
So here, if you go to administration, so mine is quite slow. So normally administration, finance, and claims. So here, this is financial year 2021-22. So for 22, up till quarter 3 is submitted. So this January will fall under quarter 4. Right. So for quarter 3, I'll show you the example. So normally, whoever is submitting the claim, for example, NTU, they will send you all the supporting documents. So in our case, we need to check if they have supporting documents for everything. And so the form to fill is this one. Okay, so there's form 1A, which is fund requisition, and form 1B, manpower tracking. So these are the two forms you need to finally submit.
Oh, okay.
So just copy this, only the numbers will change based on what they're submitting. So just see one example. Okay. So this is the form 1A, which has all the numbers. 1B is quite simple. So it has several pages, but what you should just look at is, so if they are submitting a manpower claim, so it will come under this one, manpower, and you add the respective manpower. So normally it will be the same names. You will have to change the involvement period. Project involvement period is still the same. Then depending on the cost they submit, so you will be changing this and involvement period for current claim. In your case, that will be January 23, 1st to 31st Jan 23. So normally when NTU is submitting, they will already fill this form for you. They will only add the NTU manpower, and to create, they will already fill this form for you, and you will have to just put them together and check if all the columns are correct.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay.
So yeah, so normally they also have this form, and when they submit it to you, they will fill form 1A and form 1B. So from your side, it's to consolidate it and check all the numbers. Okay. Okay, so for all the academic partners, it will be 100% support. So whatever cost they have, it can fully be claimed.
Lalita, I don't have to double check if these numbers are correct. We assume all of these numbers are correct, right?
Yes, yeah, you can take the numbers as they give, but if you want to check, then there will be a supporting document. For example, some GN, the manpower, you will, or they will attach some pay slip in some cases, or they will attach a listing from their accounts. So it will be the same number. Yeah, but you can trust them on that. Later, if there's review, then we just forward the question to them. Okay, so this is for manpower. Similarly, if there is an equipment, then we list it here. Once again, it's
Hello?
so yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Um, okay, so this one mostly they fill and give. What is on our side will be when we consolidate. It will have to be implemented in this summary chart. Awarded grant amount will be the same. So here I'm showing you up till December, right? So in your case, when you do it for Jan, it will be cumulative disbursement up to previous quarter. So in this case, you will have to add all the cumulative plus the current quarter that is for the previous one. You need to update it. So in this case, it's for the one I'm showing you is one I'm showing you is quarter three. So it is until December, from October to December, and now you will move to the next quarter, January to March. So in this case, cumulative disbursement up to previous quarter. In this case, it will be till September. So only those numbers are written. And when you're updating in the new form, you will take this up to September plus the claims from October to December. So you need to update it in the cumulative and add the new one here. Okay. I think it's just logical. It just
Yeah,
looks
okay.
big, but
Okay.
but yeah, you will automatically know. And most of it will already have formula. When you update somewhere, everything will get updated
Yeah, okay.
automatically.
Mm.
So it's quite easy. Mm,
But I have a question.
yeah.
For each year there are 4 quarters, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
But how many quarters here in 2020 in 2022?
20. So the financial year, it starts from April
Oh,
until
okay, okay,
March.
okay.
Yeah, that's why it's quarter four here.
Mm.
Okay. Um, yeah. So if you fill everything right, then you will see zero here. If you made some calculation is wrong, then you will find a negative number, positive number here. That means there's some error. So in the last column, automatically, if you make a mistake, it will go red. So if it's no red, then it's all okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, for example, one is red. That is because someone claimed more than they are allocated. So once again, they'll come back with questions, the edge office. Then NTU has to explain about it.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay. So that is Form 1A. And the next is 1B. 1B is just to track the manpower who is working in the project and from when to when. So these are all the people who work in the project, their start date and end date, whether they're local, birthday, and so on. So I don't think in the last month there will be anybody new. So it will be the same thing. Um, to put. Just what is to be updated is the status. So who is working in January will be 1, who is not will be 0. So only that to update. So, yeah. Okay, so that's all for the claims.
Okay.
Yes, and this claim submission, it's actually due 31st July to the Edge Office. But
2023.
2023, 31st July, it's due. It's due to the Edge Office, but at the end of the quarter in April, beginning of April, they'll already be able to submit to you the forms. So when you are able to consolidate, you can directly send to Edge Office, but you have time till July.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so this is for the last claim to send from our side. For that, I send this email with you and the people to contact from each institution. So yeah, normally they will follow that and they will send you by 15th April on their side. Then you have time to consolidate and send it back to Edge Office. Okay.
Okay.
The next thing is the disbursement. So after we submit the claim, normally Edge Office and EMA, they do a review, and then depending on whether it's okay or not, they ask questions and we answer and correct the forms. So till now, the submissions are only Excel sheets. So you just submit this file. No need to convert to PDF. Just they will check all the calculations. So you just send the Excel to them. And they will do the review process, and if they ask any questions, they will come back to you, and depending on who it is related to, you can ask the person in charge. Yeah, mostly it will be for additional supporting documents or if any calculation mistakes are there. Yeah, and once that process is complete, they will let you know that you can get the form signed. So in that case, when it is finalized, yeah, you can convert it to PDF, and normally Edward and Roma will sign. Okay. Yeah. So this is the most updated list of all the claims. So you can see like the last claim that we got disbursed, we got back the money that was in financial year 21 quarter 1. So since that, all those claims are still under the review process. They ask questions, then we forward and get the answers, and those are still in the process. So they may ask more questions.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is the date and how much who has submitted. So up to this date, everything is settled. But after this, they will also let you know when they are disbursing the amount. So that time, I think, yeah, Irene knows the rest of it. So normally just notify Irene, and depending on what we feel here, so she will help disburse it to the different institutions. And on our side,
We
it's
have to leave you.
okay.
Sorry for another meeting.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Lalita, for that. Apart from the claim reimbursement, there is all the list of the items that you mentioned about the early report.
Yeah.
But thanks, very useful to have these slides, and I hope everything will be clear enough for them to take over.
Okay. Yeah. I will go through the report also. There are a few things that need to be filled along with the partners in the upcoming meetings, technical meetings, steering committee meeting. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, you need to tell Lynn about the next steering committee that we'll have to organize, the technical committees, and what should be the agendas for these meetings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll cover them in this presentation.
Excellent. Thanks, Lalita.
Yeah.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
and
Yeah.
hope you're doing well. You're in China, right?
I'm in China. Yeah.
Yeah, so you arrived safely.
Mm.
Good. Okay, so talk to you later. Bye bye, and thanks a lot, Anita.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye. Okay.
Lalita, I
Yeah.
have a question for this one. Um, I'm not sure if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you just mentioned what kind of I just want to know what kind of documents that EMA and Edge Office need or review, and how they will review the document.
Um.
They will
s-
they will they will
Yeah.
they will double check the calculation or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so they will go through everything
Oh,
basically.
they will go through
So,
everything.
yeah, yeah. So, for example, this 22Q3. So, normally when I'm ready with the forms, I send them form 1A, 1B, and the supporting documents, all the supporting documents that the partner sent as a zip file to them. So in the supporting documents, you will have all the pay slips, I mean, all the supporting that they send, you send it together. So they will have a look at this one and the Excel sheet as well.
And okay, and all of the things are from like there are some manpowers from NTU and NTUHR
Mm,
send everything to you. You just yeah, our side is just to consolidate everything and send to EMA and Edge Office for their review, right? Mm.
right, yeah. Yeah, just consolidation and checking. Sometimes they don't provide some supporting documents.
Documents.
They tell it's under data protection or something like that. That time just leave it. When Edge Office asks, you can directly put them in copy to answer.
Yeah, and
um, yeah.
one more thing. I'm not sure if I missed something from your presentation. I just want to know, like, if NTU or SIT or other partners need to send something to us, do we have a checklist for them, so that we can see things one by one?
Yeah, so in the email, so I also normally send the checklist. So it's the same as this. So if you're submitting a claim, send the documents which have to be. So they will send you a form 1A filled on each side, and we consolidate. And the supporting documents. Sometimes it's invoice, sometimes pay slips. So depending on whatever document they have, they send it. To create, no, they have done this a lot of times, so they will send it normally correctly. NTU is a bit new in this. They only started submitting claim like this quarter that I'm showing just now, quarter 3, 22. That's when they started submitting. So now they know what to send, but they say sometimes they don't give all the supporting documents. They will say it's under data protection, we cannot share and all that. So at times I think we can't do much. We just say okay, but later if there's some question, we ask them to directly answer.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, okay,
yeah.
okay,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, others normally they cooperate, so it's they will send you
So,
correctly.
one more question is that if EMA, uh, in the process of EMA review, and maybe they have some questions for us because we are PI, right? And they need some stuff. They have some questions on NTU on NTU's documents. They need
Mm.
supporting documents from NTU, and how EMA will just ask us, and how
Yes, yeah.
we
Mm.
how we can deal with this.
Yeah, EMA will only ask us. They mostly EMA won't write to us directly. They'll write through the Edge Office,
Oh,
and the Edge Office they will ask only us. Sometimes if we are not able to get answer from NTU or some other partners, then we just forward that query from Edge Office or copy them in the reply to Edge Office,
To NT.
to yeah, make them talk directly.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
because
Okay.
there is little we can do, right? Because yeah, normally this is the issue that comes in audit. We are the people doing audit for the project. So when we ask for these sensitive documents, they will normally not be okay to share. Sometimes it's a bit of trouble. Um, okay. Yeah. So for the claim, since they have done it before, I think they will send you everything. There should be no problem in claims at least. Um, and then it is the disbursement. So when we were talking about this, so Edge Office will tell us when they are disbursing the money, and once it is dispersed, we notify Irene and need to check that this is updated. So till now, everything is updated. Um, uh, but suppose there is some more review comments and some numbers change in the main form, that has to reflect on this also, because later when we receive the money, this is how it's being separated and sent to NTU to create and so on. So if there is any change after review in the claims form, then that has to be written back here. Yeah.
Yeah, for for SID claim amount and EDF claim amount. 2022 Q2, there's no claim.
Yeah, some quarters there will be no claim. Maybe no people working on it, or the grant amount is fully. In our case, it's because we used all the grant money, so no more to claim. That's why we don't have. And just this quarter, last one in December, we claimed some equipment in Mazera, so that is this amount.
From our side, from our side for 2022 Q4, we have any number put here?
No, from our side, no claims, because no more manpower working on the project, and yeah, for the equipment also, I submitted everything in December, so nothing on our
Okay,
side.
okay. And for SIT, there are 3 blanks. For Team created, there's still 1 blank left out. Do I have to do something here, or I just leave it?
So until this quarter 3, until this one, I have filled in everything.
Okay. For
But you
Q4.
will be yeah, the last row you will be filling only in July, right? So April or to July sometime. So when you fill in, that has to be updated here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
For the rest, it should be okay. But in suppose there is some review comments from Edge Office and we correct some numbers, then we need to once again check that it is the same here.
Okay. Some partners. Okay.
Sorry, Lalita, just to
Yeah,
check with you, for the claim disbursement, right?
yeah.
Line item number 10 will be the final one for claiming. And who will be the one that has to submit the claim? Would that be NTU and Thumbs Create, or it also involve SIT?
Yeah, only NTU and Tim Create, as far as I know, unless there is some last invoice or something that they haven't claimed. Yeah. So
Okay.
normally it's just these two.
Okay. And for EDF, for FY 22 Q3, right? The 14K amount, is
Mm.
that the amount that we who bought Robin? Is that the amount
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
so
Right. Yeah. Mm.
okay. So this is only is the amount the maximum amount that we have already claimed or not?
It's split in different categories. So some items we were not able to claim because we didn't spend the money. Yeah. So in some category, in manpower, we
Have
already claim everything,
yeah,
and in
exhausted.
equipment with this one, it's also almost done.
So no more money for the equipment lah. In other words,
Um, no, it's the cash is like for us. They what we spend, we can claim only 70% of it. So so that's the catch. I think that's why we are not claiming fully.
all right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's it's clear, right? For the claim disbursements. So
Okay. Hey, Larissa, I have a question. So for 21 Q1, wait, 21.
the list is there before this also, but I just took the last part.
No, for 21
Yeah.
Q4, the claim submission is due by April, but for 22 Q4, the claim submission is due by June. So this date,
Oh,
this due date is defined by Edge Office.
yeah. They give more time because it is the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm. Okay, then the next topic is the audit. It's also very related. Audit, they scrutinize all the claim that we did in the whole financial year. So um, so normally at first Edge Office asks us to do this audit and they tell us the deadline. um, Once we hear from them, then yeah, I think contact Irene, yeah, for this one, and she will help um, on the appointment of the audit company. Um, and once they start auditing, we send them all the claim documents. For example, I will show you. Okay, so this is this year's audit that we did. Okay, just in December, that were the one we were doing. So once the audit is started, so um, you will be sending them all the Form 1A. So you will have four Form 1A for 4 quarters and for Form 1B for 4 quarters. So you will send all these and the supporting documents, the same that we submit to Edge Office, the same thing to send to them. And if and we also have to send the variation requests
What
folder.
is what is
So
what is variation request?
so in the beginning, the grantor give they allocate grants in different categories like equipment, some test bedding for different purposes. They allocate the grant. So there is so through the project that may change, the requirements of the project may change. So as a lead PI, we have the we can reallocate the grant without exceeding the total grant, we can reallocate them in under different categories depending on the request from partners.
Ah,
So each year we have some forms to forms to fill from the partners, and if the request is legit, then Roma and Edward approve it, and then the grant allocation table will change depending on their request. Um, so every year we depending on their needs, they may change this. So we process a list of variations. So for Primo, everything is processed. We are already after this we cannot process any more variation. So everything that's already processed, that is to be sent.
okay.
Okay, so that's just a gist of it. But yeah, when they ask for audit, so I will show you the variation request folder, and it's just to send all those to them.
Mm, mm, mm.
Okay. LOA is the letter of award. It is the same thing. You can just take it from here and send. So
Normally, how
mm,
long? Normally, how long does the third party company, I mean, audit company, will take to finish the audit? Do you have
maybe 2 to 3 months maximum, I think.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it
So,
depends on the speed, how we also respond. So normally we send them everything like this, and maybe we miss something. Then maybe there is some questions they have. Um, so if we can answer those questions, we answer. If not, we have to ask again NTU to create, so on.
okay,
Then they
so
take some
so
time to dress.
yeah, okay. As you just said, Edge Office just delayed the final document submission. Yeah, the final day is 1st of June. By that time, do we have to submit the audit report from third party company?
No, no, no. That is just for the claim part.
Ah,
That
it's
is
just
just
for the
for the
claim part.
claim. Yeah, yeah.
And
For
what
the
about
audit,
yeah, what about
they
audit?
haven't written to us till now.
Ah,
But based on the letter of award, we have to do it. So they will write to us in some time. But yeah, so far they didn't tell us about the deadline. But yeah.
okay, okay. Hi, Roman.
Okay.
Hi
Hi,
everyone,
Rama.
Lalita, Lynn, and Irene. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry for the delay. I had trouble exfiltrating for a meeting with other colleagues.
Okay. This is no worries. We started off with those pending items in that needs to be submitted in April, in June, and so on. So we covered the claims part. So now we are in the audit
Good.
part. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I have added you to this channel also, Lynn, just for like an example, um, to send the audit documents and if you need anything. So this will be like the list that we send to the auditor. Once we do that, then they may come up with some questions on the audit. For example, if this is just in the last. Okay, so they may ask, they may send like a list of questions. So some where we could answer, and some may you may need the inputs of the partners. So in that case, it will be the same person in charge from to create from NTU from SIT, same as the claims. So those people, you can also contact them. Um, yeah, so normally the questions will be on asking for additional supporting document or some clarification on the calculation. So mostly it's just that. Um, okay, so this is just to show you an example, but yeah. So we had this time like a list of all the questions that we asked and we respond. Then finally, okay, so after our response, they complete the audit process, and if everything is okay, so we get the audit report that is called Form 1E. The audit report. There is a standard template that they have to give to Edge Office. So that is the audit report we get, and along with this, we also need to submit one EA. I'll show you that also. So normally we share the template with them, and the template you can find it here. Administration, legal, and okay, I think you will find admin, legal, and audit. So yeah. So audit updated requirements and forms. So you will find the template here if the auditor asks for the template. Find it here. And then the next one to prepare all the consolidated claims. So this is another form. It's called 1EA. For example, Form 1EA. You can find an example from the previous audits. So this is nothing but after you have all the 4-quarter claims, it's adding up all those and writing the cumulative amount. So you will have the same type of form as in the Form 1A of claims. And on our side, we just need to update for every quarter and add up for the total. And this will also be reviewed by the auditor. And in this case, for the last quarter, so this has to be updated by you. So up to 4th quarter, you have all the Form 1A that you can find in the claims. For the last quarter, that is just January 2023, for this, it will be the one that you will get. Okay. Yeah. Then finally, after all the process, we will need to send the submission to Edge Office. So this email. Right now, the person in charge is Jackson. So he responds to this email address. And yeah, once they say it's okay, then you can have them approved by Edward and Roma. Then there will be a final endorsement by the auditor. Then once the auditor endorses, everything can be submitted to the Edge Office. So normally this is the procedure, but so far we didn't receive an email from Edge Office mentioning the deadline for this. So normally it will be after you submit the claim and they have reviewed it. So you can expect it like after July 2023. Any question? Is it clear for you?
Yeah.
Lalita, just one question on my side.
Yeah.
I saw that you were referring to some sources on the team space that you have with the lab license. Would it be possible to put that directly on the LRZ folder? I mean, I don't know, maybe there are some confidential information that no one except us should see, so maybe that's why you you use this one instead of the general one. I'm just like careful about like not having like different, let's say, space and try to centralize everything, especially since we're like approaching the end of the project. The idea would be really to zip everything coming from the shared folder we're using with all the partners.
Yeah, so for the claims and the audit, RCA and so on. So, for all those confidential part,
Okay.
everything is updated in the EDF Lab
Alright,
Singapore Primo teams. So
Okay.
for audit, you will have each year's audit and all the claim documents along with.
Sorry, it's no, actually, sorry, my bad. No,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at mine. It's actually the same that I have right now on the EDF France.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
because
it's the same.
since you are using like the SharePoint interface, I didn't to click on that. Sorry, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
the same, but just there is another channel where we exchange just this time this year's audit with the auditor.
Yes, correct.
So just
Okay.
for an example, I added a link to this channel, but all these are also available.
No, but I'm seeing, I'm looking at it right now. So thank you. Okay, sorry. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. So normally this folder, it has all the under finance in claims, all the claims are updated. So since this include like all the partners, employee pay slips and so on, so I didn't share it on LRC. So it's mainly the claims, then grant facing that we did for 22, 23, 21, 22. And under legal, there's RCA audit and variation request. So Lynn, do you remember variation requests we were talking about?
Yeah, I remember. You mentioned a variation request.
Yeah. So we when doing the audit, so we need to send them also all the variation requests.
Sure.
So that is this folder here, admin, legal, and variation requests. Yeah, so these are all the 11 or 12 variation requests that we processed until October, the last October. So the list is here, and all the files are here. So
Lalita, I'm curious about audit. Audit is about what's the purpose of audit? Is to avoid any legal issue or financial issue?
It's a mandatory requirement. When we get public money, we need to have an external auditor to review that we used the money and that all the justification we gave were legit. Basically, it's really like an audit, just like for a company. In this case, it's like for the project because we are collecting public money.
Okay.
Yeah, so we submit all the claims in that whole year, and in addition, all the variation that we processed.
Yeah.
So, so the variation request will tell them what is the grant allocation table. So, so in each variation, we update the table based on the request of each partner that you can see here. So the updated table is here. So depend with the date, the most updated table is the last one. Okay, so this is like for example, I can just open to show you. So all the changes made will be in red, and the last date would be the most updated table. So for example, NTU, so initially NTU was just one research fellow, but because they started claiming very late, so they added more numbers and we had to do this. So that's why you need to attach this, and that's why also NTU is quite new in submitting the claims, so they don't know exactly sometimes that this is required. I remember for the last quarter, I asked them to submit supporting payslips and so on, but they denied because it's under data protection. Yeah, so I just said it's okay, but later if Edge Office asks, I let you answer them. Yeah, so yeah, that's the issue. Apart from that, I think to create SIT, they have been submitting for many quarters, so they know quite well. So this will be the folder also to attach. Okay, so that is pretty much for the audit. So I think just mostly follow the steps here, and it will be to find the document in the folder and to send it to them. And more work starts when they start asking for questions. Yeah, if it concerns us, then I think what will concern us is mainly the fuel cell, which is the one we claimed in the 23 year. So in that case, yeah, I think Eileen will help you. For the rest, we did not submit more claims. Yeah. Okay. So that's all for the audit. I also put the location here in case you need. And when you write to HPO, just remember to put the grant number. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, maybe something else also. So yeah, when you're getting the forms endorsed, so so the Edge office asks to draw the signature. So this is mostly an issue. So normally we put a picture for the signature, but they don't accept it. So they will ask you to get re-endorsed. So it's best like if you just tell everybody to draw the signature.
Indeed, it's a bit troublesome, but yeah, get used to it.
So any question on claims or audit, Lynn?
No. It's a bit, yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, I'll come back to this later. But in case you're just confused with the 1A, 1B, what are all those? So you have a dictionary to see. Okay.
Great.
Okay. So now I'll come back to the first item, which we didn't cover, the annual report. It's good that Rama is also here. So
Any submission for H2? Oh, okay. This is what we need to do. Yeah, at the beginning you just say.
Yeah.
Demand
So
estimation report.
So this is just so the annual report is like a form that we need to fill, and as attachments we need to attach all the deliverables of the project and all the publications of the project. So first, maybe I'll start with the annual report. Yeah. So you will find it in this place, location on LRZ. Just to check with you, do you already have access to LRZ?
LRZ.
I wrote to Tobias to
no, I can't remember I have access to LRZ. I didn't hear LRZ before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from the Technical University of Munich, so I'm not too surprised. So it's just like an access that needs to be given, I guess, by Tobias, our contact there. So yeah, check in your email if you receive anything like having this name like syncandshare.lrz.de, maybe in your email.
LRZ. No.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll send another reminder to Tobias to add you. So it's a folder where it's a shared folder with all the partners. So so all the researchers use this folder. Mostly all the project management items I showed you, they are also on Teams, so you don't need to do it here except for the annual report. So annual report, because you need all the inputs from partners, so it's better to just look at it here. So it's under Primo. So this is the folder that he'll give you access to. Tobias is our PI from Toon Create. And under project management, you have annual reports. So previously we submitted 21, 22, and now we will have to submit 23 annual report by end of April. So yeah, the deadline is 30th April. Okay, so now I'll go to the annual report. So I have filled in most of it, but some still needs inputs from partners to fill, and also maybe cross check with Roma and Edward. So the first part is the project management and execution. So this is to indicate where we had delays in the project and the reason for those delays, when we completed it and so on. So this has been filled. I filled it already. Yeah, so all the yellow are the delays we had. Yeah, and on the side, the justification. Okay, so all this is filled. So I'm not going through everything. And then the next part is yeah, so results and findings, noteworthy developments. So I have added, so I'll just change the color so that you know. I've just added some note on the main findings. Yeah, so this is to cross check with the partners and see if there are other inputs. So this one you can go through in the next technical committee meeting. So we have an upcoming technical committee meeting on 20. On 21st February. So it's you can go through this report with them at that time to ask for inputs. I'll tell you where you need their inputs. And there's also a steering committee in 18th April, just before the submission deadline. So that would be useful if to finalize and get the endorsements, because in this report, all the co-PIs have to endorse it. So so that's why you can use just 2 meetings for that. For the first one, I guess Roma sent the invite. For the second one, I sent the invite just to book the calendar, but yeah, feel free to delete it and change and send another invite later if you need. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so here I'll put it in blue where you may need inputs from partners. So this part, and yeah, the next is the deliverables that the researchers have been working in this year. For this is the report for FY23. So during that period, what are the developments? So that also I have filled in just to cross check with them and let the PIs review it. Okay. Then independent assessment reports by third-party consultants, none. I didn't listing. Attach. Okay, so for attachments, so it will be on our side. It will be all the deliverables in the form of reports. So for each work package, we have like a report to attach, and most of them have been completed except two. So the ones in green are all complete. On my side, I will finalize this report as well. So it will be, the work will be complete. But the third one, it's still, I think Erin, she still wanted to review it. So yeah, I put the person in charge here so that you can contact them if they are not present during technical meeting. Normally they will be present. And
So for the light green documents you have already prepared it, right?
yeah,
Okay.
those are already, you will have the PDF. So where you find it is project management,
Okay.
deliverables. So the PDFs are there. Okay, final deliverables. So you will have those PDFs here. And for the orange ones, they are still to be completed. So I put the person in charge here. So for waste to energy report, it's Erin from SIT. She's the co-PI from SIT. Normally, she will join for the technical meeting, so you can directly ask during that time.
So we have to trace them giving us report.
Right, yeah. And you will attach it with the this form that we are going through now. So it is to be attached with this final report.
Okay.
And the P4 one, so it's Tumcreate and NTU. So I think Tumcreate is leading this one, so you can just contact Tumcreate. Gian, I put his email here. But I think on Tumcreate side, they already have the report prepared. I've also gone through it. But the problem is NTU started quite late, like I showed you before. So just now, like 3 or 4 people from NTU are working on the project. So so they may take some time to prepare the report. So they will also be joining for the technical meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And so these are the ones to submit. Apart from that, we will also attach the publications. So this is the list of publications, except 2 of them which are still in the submission phase or accepted but not published yet. So there are totally 10. And all these files, you already have it here, project management, publication. You already have all the PDFs here.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And unless they update in the next technical or steering committee that they publish new paper, I think we already meet all the criteria. So it's okay.
So in our upcoming committee meeting, we'll also have to ask them if you have any new applications that is related to Primo project.
Yeah. You can ask them to give a check in this list and see if they have something new after this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the PDFs are in the folder to attach. If not, there's a link. These already are published, so I put the link. This one is not yet.
Okay.
So it's mainly this. Then now we can go back to filling the form. So I just listed all these attachments to be done with the. Yeah, all this has to be enclosed. Then key project indicators. So so for this, so Roma, I have updated one student,
Great,
Saki,
thanks.
and so I increased the count. For the industries, R&D and cash spending. So for the cash, I have already cash contribution by host organization. So I have already calculated the cash because it was quite straightforward. So my contribution, I also added Soki's. Then I added the 30% that is remaining from the fuel cell we claim. So we claim 70%. So the remaining 30, I put it under cash contribution. So we already exceed the committed. Well exceed the committed. So that's okay. Is it clear for you what I did? because so I added my yeah, so I added my contribution, then SOCIs, and I also added under the integration cost the remaining 30% of the fuel cell expenditures that we are claiming.
Okay.
Okay, so for the cash contribution, it was quite clear. So here they coming back to this table. So the student number is updated. So industry R&D funding cash only, I have updated it. But for the cash and in kind, it is to be checked. Because last time we included romance time, C-waste time in the project. So we included it as in kind. This time, I just don't know what number to put in if we take like 1 month of your time, Rama. So the yeah, that is to be checked with Edward.
Okay.
Okay, so I have left this blank for now. I'll just change the color so that you can.
Yeah, and just put maybe like a comment like to be checked by Edouard or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. And this is just the cumulative. So whatever you add here, you can add it here. Okay, so this table, yeah, only this part has to be filled. Yeah, normally that's how we did it last time. It's just the PI's time, and if anyone else is contributing, this time we could maybe add some in-kind contribution from Mazera. I'm not sure if we manage to integrate the fuel cell, and I think we also worked on interoperability. Yeah. Then the next table, grant reimbursement table. So this one, you will need to copy from the Q4, the last claim that you will be submitting. So I'll show you what numbers to take. Okay. So coming back to Form 1A. So Form 1A is the claim that you're submitting. Right. So here, so for the including January, you will change this form, right? So here what they have asked is the qualifying cost. So that means you will have to take the cumulative cost up to the previous quarter. So you will take this number and you will take the cost incurred in January. So you just need to sum it up for each category in the table. It's the same table, same category, and you will need to update it here. I already updated the grant. And the grant claimed, that is this one. So here, cumulative amount disbursed along with the current quarter January claim amount. So add these two and then you will update it later. So this is also why you will need to have the claim form filled in by April, even though they give a deadline till July. So it's better to just start the claim form preparation in April so that you can check all this as well. Okay. Then the next is, so here it's cash contribution. So I've already filled in because it's okay. Then the next one is in-kind contribution. I have not filled in all this. So here also it is the same number to be filled.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same number for this year. And similarly, all the partners, they will also have to fill in this. So this can be something that you will check during the one of the meetings. Technical or steering committee is better, I think. And they all have a target to meet. And Tomb Creek, for example, they already exceeded the target even last year, so it's okay. So this year it will be more NTU, I think.
Yeah.
SIT also, I'm not sure if they will include something. Okay, so this is the last table. Is it clear for you? All these 4 tables.
Yeah, actually, this is my first time dealing with this, so I may have to some time to digest.
Sure. No, sure, Linia.
Yeah.
Lot of information indeed, yeah.
Yes, yeah, too much. Just mainly the in-kind contribution on our side, it is to be filled. And this is depending on the last claim form. So this table I haven't filled at all. I just filled the grant. Yeah. For the rest also, it's in kind from partners. So haven't filled.
Okay.
Okay. Then this part B. So it is it is something they ask for the final report. We did not submit it previously, so you don't have an example. So it's only for the final report. It's also something to discuss during these meetings, I think, because so for the first question, it's expected revenue increase and productivity increase. So here, I will make a note on the cost benefit analysis, Rama. But
Okay.
reading it, I feel like they are asking on our side. What do you think?
No,
Yes.
I agree. I think it's less the link with the actual outcome of the research, but more like what like this overall, let's say, overall work has allowed to create like some additional value and so on. So I agree. I mean, we can always like try to recycle part and the executive summary from the cost benefit analysis, but I have the feeling that it's more in terms of job opportunities here in Singapore, link between industry and academics, these kind of things.
Yeah, right. So this also maybe that you can ask during the meetings to have inputs from everyone, but it's also mainly for the industry. Yeah.
Can you write it down to be double check with steering committee with our partners? In steering committee.
And maybe even Edward.
Yeah.
And other benefits of the project. So what did I write? Okay. So I wrote about us identifying the demand side flexibility as the major potential. And what else? So I wrote the optimization. It can help us with some feasibility studies to evaluate market participation opportunities. Yeah, it's very brief, but I don't know if it's
just a question. I think the Primo project has already, I mean, technical parts have already finished last year, right? And I don't remember in the deliverables of Primo project, there's no things like spatial temporal optimization, but in your in a table or in some document that I just saw, you show me I think it's a summary of the research work of 2022. It has a spatial temporal optimization or something for electricity
right.
market. So that is that is extra benefits. It seems it's not within the working scope of Primo.
So the spatial temporal optimization is the one that we present to you to run different scenarios with Soki. So right now this is the TUM Create and NTU. They're working on the report for that one. So that's this orange one. Yeah, and NTU is doing some work on AI, which they will also present during the next technical meeting or in a separate meeting that they will send you. Yeah. So it's that optimization. Yeah, spatial temporal here means it's just the grid and the market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just fancy, but yeah.
Okay. I thought it's kind of advanced, fancy optimization method. Okay.
Is the one deterministic and the distributed robust
Okay.
optimization. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just the name of the deliverable.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, and the next one, future plans of the project. Yeah, I wrote about the H2 grant call. So where it's the same team, we have submitted the proposal focusing on demand side flexibility, because we identified that from Primo project. Yeah, Roma, I'm not sure if you knew or if Henry already sent. So for H2, they invited us for a okay.
Yeah, they asked us to have like a quick presentation right on the 13th of Feb, right?
Yes, yeah. It's in person at the EMA office. Yeah.
Yeah. No, great news.
Okay, and the last one is project outcomes. So I just listed some main things we could share, main outcomes. Maybe I will elaborate a bit on this. So the first point is the cooling, which we identify as the main flexibility. Then the next is the economical challenges, where we see that it's hard to create value from energy storage systems or other flexibilities by participating in different options in the market. So demand response scheme, I thought we could mention the very high non-compliance penalties and interruptible load scheme as well, where as reserve, where we did the cost benefit analysis. Yeah, and the third point, I wrote that we study also if we can have any value addition by exploring green hydrogen from waste and renewable energy certificates.
Yeah.
So this is also from the cost benefit analysis.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and finally, the optimization tool may be the major takeaway for us.
Oh, great.
Okay, so that's it. And they ask about the challenges. So I took partly from our midterm review presentation. Some technical challenges, delay in manpower, finding manpower, and that led to increasing in-kind costs, and the delay in RCA, and more technically on the computational challenges. Yeah, so it's the end of it. And yeah, here once it's complete, so for this you would need endorsement from all the co-PIs. So yeah, just give some time for having it endorsed before the deadline.
Okay, so all of the things, because this document has to be signed by different people. So normally, how
Yeah.
do you ensure these guys are sign? These guys sign on the same PDF.
Yeah,
One by one,
yeah,
yes.
you can, one by one. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
you normally I just I send everybody, but I just ask them to sign on the latest PDF.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and to draw the sign. Yeah,
Okay,
don't forget it. If
okay, okay,
not,
okay, okay, okay.
do it all over again.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. The
Also,
other way is LRC.
Lalita, for this one, yeah, do we need to provide, because I remember for some claim and so on, the Edge office, they request to have the email in which like the partners say, okay, here is the signed version and I confirm that I'm okay with the content. For the
Yeah.
annual report, for the yearly report, we don't need that, right? So we can use directly LRZ.
Yeah, I think we
And
can
just
use
put a link.
directly LRC. Yeah, and in during the submission, you can copy all the signatories. That's also okay.
Yeah, easier, I think, Lynn, to do it like that. Just circulate the link or the screenshot of where to find the document and just like chase everyone, but at least like signing it online instead of over
Yeah,
email.
sure.
Yeah, so yeah, with this, then you will attach the deliverables and the publications. Finally, I just wanted to remind you of the meetings.
2 meetings, technical.
Yeah, so
meetings,
have you
delivery.
received both the invites?
Let me check. 21st. 21st, yeah, Primo Technical Committee, and what is another April? Lalita, I don't have the second one. Steering
The
committee.
April. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I just
But let me just forward it to you, Lynn, directly. Sorry, later it's going to be easier so that I see directly. So it was on the 18th.
Yeah.
18th. Speaking of. No, sorry, I thought like I had like send it. What I would suggest, Lalita, just to avoid like any issues, like once your email won't be working, let me just actually send it again, copy pasting like yours, so that we don't have any issue if at some point we need to postpone it or anything. So let me just do it right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, just give me 1 second and I will add you, Lynn, in the loop directly. There you go. Edouard. Up. Tobias. Irene. Tseng. Go. Up. Irene. Up. And I'm putting just your email, Lalita, as optional. Let me just directly copy paste all the content. All right. I'm just sending it. So it was the 18th, 10 to 11 Singapore time. Okay, I'm just sending it right now. Once you have it, Lalita, you can then cancel the one that you sent.
Okay.
So that we are sure that we have one unique reference. And normally, Lynn, I just send it, including your email as well. So normally you and as well, Irene, I put you as optional. You should receive it as well in the coming seconds, I hope.
Okay.
Okay, so it's out of my outbox. think that it will reach your mailbox soon.
Okay, I've cancelled mine.
Okay, so when I see it.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So in this slide, I just put in some points for the agenda, but yeah, I think yeah, for the next one, the technical committee, it will be mainly the annual report to where you need inputs from partners and to remind for the completion of deliverables. And
Okay, so pending deliverables reports. Okay, we are waiting for the reports, right? Our partners
yeah, I'm
and
sorry, I think
P4 session.
publication.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Juan, so he's from NTU, research fellow from NTU. So he's working on reinforcement learning for the same Primo problem. So I think he will send another invite for a sharing session on that. I'm not sure. I did not receive anything.
Maybe okay. It's already set. Is set previously, or it is going to be set? This sharing session.
It has to be said because he's not here because of the Chinese New Year, and yeah, once he's back, I think he will send the date. If not,
Lalita, is it on because I noted that on the 21st, I already scheduled like a technical committee meeting on exactly the same date. Was it?
Okay. So it's okay. Maybe during the technical meeting, he will share maybe for the second half.
Yeah. So normally,
Okay.
Lynn, can you check? I just opened it, and normally you are already in the loop for this. So it's called like Primo Technical Committee meeting, but I guess it's the one that during which Juan will share the latest progress on the project 4 led by NTU.
Okay, sure.
You have it, yeah? You confirm that you have it in your calendar?
I'm seeing. Oh wait.
Sorry,
it's a technical meeting or
on the 21st of February at 2 p.m. Singapore time. Yeah, you should have like a Primo meeting, yeah.
Yes, I have it.
Good.
Technical
Perfect.
Primo technical committee meeting.
All right, yes. Yeah, sorry about that, Lalita. I didn't include you in the loop just in case. I'm just putting you as optional now, but yeah, sorry, my bad.
Okay. Okay, then the steering committee, yeah, the one they just
This one is
send the
covered.
invite. Yeah, mostly it's to wrap up the annual report, have it endorsed, and then mainly the claim disbursement because after the end of project, yeah, they'll start asking us for the disbursement. So it's to update on that, and if Edge Office sends an email on the next audit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. For the final year for the annual report, right? For the annual report, we are going to collect signatures from different KPIs. So we are going to do this before this steering committee meeting or after steering committee meeting.
When you have it ready, I think, and all the deliverables, yeah, the deliverables are still attachments. I think, yeah, it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. You can send out an email before maybe, and if they don't respond, you can ask them during
Yeah,
the steering
great,
committee.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
Yeah. So finally, I'll inform Edge Office about the contact. Yeah, I will let them know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any other questions, Lynn?
So far so good.
Okay.
Maybe yeah. After I go back to Singapore and or maybe tomorrow, I will go through all the documents you show me.
Okay.
And and find out what kind of problems I have and what kind of questions I have. I can ask you before you leave.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so 31st is my official last day, but I had some leave balance, so I'll be finishing this Friday. But yeah, you can contact me. Okay. I put this PPT, so I just got to say that and put it under project management handover presentation. Okay, so it's this one.
And one more
Project
thing,
management.
yeah, maybe you can chase the guy who is in charge of LRZ and share it
Yeah.
for the
Okay.
Tobias, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will write to him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Lynn.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will
Good
bother
luck
you later on.
to
I will bother you
manage.
later on, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy your Chinese New Year and your time at home.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, then thank you. Thanks, Irene. Thanks,
you.
Roma.
Thank you, Irene.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Irene.
Roma.
And thanks so much, Lynn, for taking over. And thank you so much, Sarita, for all the work done in the preparation. Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Great job as
problem.
usual. Thanks.
Thank you, Larissa. I will bother you definitely.
Okay.
Good way to keep in touch.
Yeah, keep in
Yes,
touch.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll keep in
anyways.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Good luck. Good luck.
bye, Lalita. And happy. I noticed that tomorrow is the National Day, no, in India or something like
Yes,
that. No, there is a celebration,
yeah.
right?
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. It's National Day,
Okay.
Republic Day.
Happy
Yeah.
National Day.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
National Day. Okay. Yeah.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so
Take
much. Bye
care.
bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
take
See
care.
you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
Yeah.
again.
Bye.
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 Bye.